This is the continuing story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, Mia Farrow as Allison Mackenzie, Ryan O'Neill as Rodney Harrington, Barbara Parkins as Betty Anderson, Tim O'Connor as Elliot Carson, Christopher Conley as Norman Harrington.
Christopher Weber has come home from college. He has been blind for 17 years. But the memory of this shoreline and the nearby coastal bluffs is locked firmly in his mind.
I wish it were tomorrow morning already. I can't wait to get started.
Why, you've been to Boston before?
I know, but we haven't seen Chris in so long. You know, I thought maybe it might be fun to have a picnic on the way back. I could fry up some chicken tonight.
Look, Sandy, he's not going to feel like sitting in some park eating cold chicken.
Well, how do you know?
Forget it.
Chris!
Hello, family.
I knew it was you.
Hey, kid, what are you doing walking around here by yourself?
The native bearer wouldn't bring me any further. He said something about a giant sea serpent that's supposed to stop in here for repairs.
Welcome home, Chris.
Hi, honey. Hey, you got a new perfume. I like it.
Thanks.
What did you do, take a bus down here?
Right.
I told you you didn't have to do that. We were coming up tomorrow to pick you up.
I know, but I squirmed out of a final exam. Got an A in the course. So I thought I'd just surprise you.
You could have at least called me from the bus stop instead of walking the wharf by yourself.
Hey, Lee, I grew up on this wharf, remember?
Yeah, and you've been away from it for a long time.
Not that long. Watch. North, south, east, and west, right? Weren't you the one who said nothing ever changes in Peyton Place?
Hey, we ought to celebrate. There's a new steakhouse out in White River that's supposed to be terrific. Could we go out to dinner?
Yeah, why not? Sound okay to you, Chris?
Sounds fine.
Okay, Sandy, you go home and get something on. And we'll be around after I get through with the car.
Okay. Bye, Chris.
Bye, beautiful. How are things at home?
What do you mean?
How are you and Sandy getting along?
Fine, when she remembers that she's married.
She seemed to be in pretty good spirits today.
She always is when you're around.
You know, Lee, she never had the affection we had when we were kids. Maybe you should find a little more time to spend with her.
Well, now, you're the honor student. Maybe you can tell me how. I'm just a grease monkey. My time's not exactly my own.
I'm sorry, Lee. I know you're working hard.
Oh, forget it, kid. I don't mean to be so touchy. I'm bushed. Ever since the Playboy took over the garage, I've had to work 10, 11 hours a day to keep the business going. He doesn't know the difference between a brake shoe and an ice skate. Rodney Harrington. Even his name bugs me. I know what Sandy needs. A decent life. And if she sits tight, maybe someday I can give it to her. But in the meantime, I expect her to act like she's my wife.
Well, maybe that great day is coming. Looks like I'm getting a full scholarship.
Great.
You know, Lee, someday I'm going to pay you back.
Forget it, kid. You and I, we're all alone in this world.
What about Sandy?
Yeah. You and Sandy. But you come first. In anything and for anything. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you're saying, and I know what you mean.
Just a minute. Oh, just a minute. Hi, come on in. Sorry to keep you waiting. I had a major accident. Come on, fix us a drink and I'll see if I can find some more shoelaces around here. I had them over here somewhere. I suppose I should just dump all this in the garbage and start over. Aha! You're very quiet this evening. And you're kind of shy with the ice, aren't you, Louise?
Mike,
Thanks.
I saw Chris Webber today.
Chris Webber? I thought he was in Boston.
Oh, he got off the bus in the square. I just knew who he was, who he had to be.
Well, you knew someday you were going to have to see him.
Knowing it is one thing, but seeing him is another. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to talk to him, and I wanted to run away because I was so frightened. So I just stood there watching him make his way across the square.
And you knew someday you were going to have to face it.
Yes.
Look, why do you think you're frightened of him? No, I mean it. I mean, I think you'd better find out. Or else your coming back here has just been a waste of time, that's all. I mean, I think you'd better ask Chris Webber one question once and for all. Am I the one who did it? Am I the one who pushed you? Am I the one who brought down the darkness? Well, maybe you came back here for some other reason. Maybe you came back here to hear everyone say to you, not you. No, you couldn't possibly do it, not Ann Howard. No, while all of these little savages were running around yanking and taunting you and pulling and pushing, you just remained self-possessed.
Mike!
You weren't angry or fearful or ready to strike back in self-defense. While those little bodies were whirling around you, yanking and pushing, you weren't about to push back.
What are you doing?
Ann, let me ask you something. Did you come here to find out the truth or to convince everyone else that you couldn't possibly hurt another human being?
To find out the truth.
Then I think you'd better be prepared to hear that you're the girl that pushed that boy.
You think I'm guilty?
No.
Oh, yes, you do. You would think I pushed him.
No, I don't, Ann.
And those dinners and the warmth and the kindness, you were just humoring me.
Ann, you really believe that?
What else can I believe?
Ann, listen to me. Listen to me once and for all. I don't care about that girl up on the bluff. I mean, I don't care whether she was guilty or innocent. That was 17 years ago. Now, you asked me to help find out the truth. All right, I will if I can. But I really don't care about that truth. I care about you. I care about the woman I hold.
Mike. Who is it?
It's me, Rod. Hi.
Hi.
I took a chance you'd be home. You busy?
No, I was just reading.
May I come in?
Yes. My parents went to a movie, and I didn't feel like going. Can I get you anything?
No. How are you?
Fine. Would you like to come and sit in the living room?
Allison. Why do you move away like that?
Rodney,
Don't you want me to touch you anymore?
why did you come here?
I came here to see you. It's that simple.
To talk to me?
Just to be with you.
Sorry.
Sure.
Did you have a hard day?
How'd you know?
I know you.
Norman and I got into a shouting match. You'd think we'd outgrown that sort of thing. I don't know what's the matter with that kid.
He isn't a kid anymore.
Oh, I know. He's a full-grown, mature, married adult.
So why doesn't he act like one?
Why? What did he say?
Oh, just about 5,000 words that boil down to the fact that I'm a self-centered, ambitious chip off the old Harrington block. I do have certain ambitions, Allison. I'm not ashamed of them.
Funny thing about ambition, you never meet anybody who's ambitious about being happy or being in love or just earning enough so you have time left over to live.
What are you trying to tell me?
I can't see that it's worth it to spend your life chasing after a tag that says president of this or in charge of that.
You can't spend your life lying under a tree thinking of beautiful thoughts and smelling the flowers either.
No, that's the other extreme.
We're not really alike, are we?
I guess we're not.
But we used to be able to talk. And if we don't get back to that, we're going to end up strangers.
Past a certain point, we can't go back.
We can try.
It's impossible. You can't go back.
Why? Why is it so difficult?
Things happen to change people. I guess maybe you could find each other in a new way, but there's no going back. It's gone.